Good morning and happy Monday. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Chum Change. This is live recorded. We go over crypto news from the prior day or prior weekend. In this case, I go over it with all of you. I would normally do it by myself. For anybody that's new here, that's what we're doing. All right, Bitcoin ETF is actually days away. Hopefully, I guess, as long as we don't get denied. But we're going to have to see what everything is saying. All right, let's see who's in the chat and then we'll go from there. Andrew Masad, good morning. We have Chris Hanley, Green Hash, my man Backwards Miner, all set. Good to see you. Overboard Tech, as always, appreciate you, buddy. We have, let's see, Nick K in the house, good to see you. Charles Harris, my man. Anthony, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Tim I Am Crypto. Who else? Let's see, scrolling down, catching up. Influx Mining, what's up, buddy? Amplifier Gaming, Overboard, I already said that. Nick K, good morning. All right, Mr. Rudd Puts, anybody else I may have missed? Appreciate you all for hanging out. Let's see the market this morning. Bitcoin is over 45,000.
Perfect.
Love it. 45,154. Ethereum 2270. Let's see. I'm exhausted today, by the way. I've been friggin', I don't know, does anybody else get an ungodly amount of snow last night, or yesterday rather? I was out for 9.5 hours. It's awful, absolutely awful. So I apologize for this rocky start this morning. All right, we have Dogecoin. Puke. Almost 8 cents, but it's 7.8. That's terrible. Let's see, where are we at with where's Kaspa? Where'd Kaspa go? Kaspa's around here somewhere. There it is, 10.6, a little over 10.5 cents. We have injective $40 over it's 7.02% up on the day. Solana's 94 bucks. Solana's starting to get down there. I hope it gets down to around 70 so I can get some. We have XRP at 56 cents. I heard that the all-time high that XRP previously got to was what, 64 cents or so. So that's going to be a real sell like level for people. So yeah, just keep that in mind if XRP pumps at all. ICP 1291, we have 6.65% up on the day. Not too bad. Everything else, nothing's really sticking out at me besides Litecoin, 65 bucks, severely undervalued in my opinion. All right, let's see over here. Crypto bubbles on the day. This Hex, this scam coin, is this a scam? You guys into this? Ranked 82 Hex. I know that guy Richard Hart, didn't he like flee to Russia or some shit? Anybody hear that? It's up 12.1% today. I don't know how true that is, by the way. I heard that last night when I was snow blowing. Somebody said it in the live stream. Hex is a scam, says Carl Coat. Crypto KJ said that Doge left for the moon this morning. It will arrive back on my birthday, February 23rd. Perfect. I hope so. I got my L7 showing up at Terra hosting tomorrow, so I'm hoping I can get that thing plugged in. Very upset though. Let's see. I was like, what? WTF 200. Charles Harris, what are you saying? Check out Stacks, looks promising. This one right here, Stacks up, what is it, 12% on the day. Nice. $1.90, ranked 32. Interesting, very interesting. Let's check out the week. What's the biggest earner on the week? Man, there's really nothing that's jumping right out. Everything's in the double digits, I guess. Osmosis, this one right here, 179. This is on the week. Rank number 70, not too bad. What's AKT? Akash network, I don't know how you even say that. $2.93, up 18.9% on the week. Not too bad, not too bad. HNT's down 30% on the week at $5 flat. Interesting. Shocked. I am still shocked this is even in the top 100, to be honest. Let's check out top 500 just for shits. Oh my god, holy shido. This thing right here, 354% is ranked 458 at 0.6 of a penny. 0.6 of a penny. Is anybody into this? What is it? Does anybody know? Please let me know. And then we got Myro. Is this a meme coin? A dog. Myro. See that if somebody really likes their pet. 7 cents, 188%. This is on the week. That thing has risen. Damn. This is the top 500 coins, by the way, if anybody's just joining. Zignelli, how do you say that? 4 cents, 4.5 cents, up 67%. Locust chain is up to 2, almost 3 cents, up 45.3% on the week. Again, top 500 coins. Interesting. All right, let's check out the fear and greed index. Looking at 71. This is honestly still pretty neutral. 75 is where you start worrying about it. All right, top 10 coins by coin market cap over on CoinGecko. We have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, Solana, XRP, USDC, Lotto staked Ether, Cardano, and Avalanche still in 10th. Kicked Dogecoin down to 11th a couple weeks back, and it's been holding strong in 10th spot. Again, it deserves it over a meme coin any day, at least in my opinion. Let's see real quick. So Solana was above BNB. It is now 6 billion less in the market cap versus BNB, or 5.8 if you want to be exact. Not too bad though, not too bad. We'll see it flip again, I'm sure. Solana's been rallying like insane. We have Shiba, looks like it's in 19th. Litecoin's in 21st, again severely undervalued in my opinion. It's only a $4 billion market cap, almost 5. Bitcoin Cash in 22nd. Uniswap's in 23rd. Actually, I heard some stuff about DeFi this when I was out snowblowing yesterday. Man, whose video was that? I can't remember. I honestly can't remember. It was some it was Coin Bureau. Actually, I was listening to Coin Bureau, and he said there were some rules coming for DeFi coins that were man, they gotta be like implemented with a kill switch now or something. So if they can't find them, they could just bomb the coin, which is terrifying. So if you guys didn't see Coin Bureau's video, go check it out. It's from yesterday. Let's see, Injective at 26, 39 bucks. Ethereum Classic, I think it's severely undervalued as well, but I don't know. They haven't really been doing much, I don't think. If they have, please let me know in the chat. 1956. I am still solo mining with my jazz miners. I am yet to hit a block. I'm almost 150%. I almost pulled the plug last night. I think I'm gonna do it today, this afternoon, if I don't hit something, because that's pretty terrible. Monero's in 32nd with $153 per coin, $2.7 billion market cap. Kaspa's in 40th once again, 10.5 cents, almost 10.6. We have $2.3 billion market cap. In their Rust protocol is actually going live, I believe, or it already is live. Can't remember, but that is gonna set this up for layer 2s. So pretty exciting stuff going on for Kaspa. If you guys don't know, feel free to check that out. All right, let's look into the mining stuff. Over here we are looking at the wind miner K9, still top of the charts, 10.3 terahashes, making 883 Kaspa per day at $85.05.
Bruh.
That's pretty terrible. It's not terrible, it's good, but at the same time, it's just, yeah, I can't even I don't even know if anybody has this unit, to be honest. I've never heard of anybody or seen a video with anybody having an actual K9, but this thing was making $300 a day like a month and a half ago. Not even. We have the Kaspa KS3 8 terahash from Ice River. Links in the description below if you guys want to save some money on a unit, but I don't recommend buying any Kaspa units anytime soon. We have 686 Kaspa per day at $64.84. The Ice River KS3M 6 terahashes, 514 Kaspa a day, $46.23. These things are going down fast, man. That's where freaking the KS2 was. Ugh, that's so bad. The KS2 right here, 2 terahashes, making 171 Kaspa a day, $15.25. Damn, whoever bought the K9 at that price does not want anyone to know. Yeah, good point. That's a very good point, Carl Coat. That's a very good point. The Jazz Miner X16P 5.8 gigahashes, fairly newer unit. Hopefully we'll be able to get to use or check this thing out in the next upcoming days from Jingle Mining. Shout out to them. 1900 watts. We'll be making about 1 ETC per day plus ZIL, $14.48 per day. Not too bad. The Ice River KS1 1 terahash, making 85 Kaspa per day, $7.62 a day. We have the Jazz Miner X16Q. This is one of the units I'm actually solo mining with. I'm gonna change this. I think I gotta get off this. This is bad. That's really bad. Solo mining. It's been 7 days. Today's the 7th day. 1950 for mega hashes. Just about 2 gigahashes is what I get on my unit. It's about 600 watts flat. We have ETC and ZIL 0.32 ETC you'll be getting a day, $4.91. Again, this is at 10 cents per kilowatt hour. So if you're paying twice the amount like me, around 30 cents, it's way less than that, but whatever. It's eating my house now, so I'll chop it up as a loss and just take the L. We have the Bitmain S19K Pro 120 terahashes. I just purchased one of these, and it should be arriving at Terra real soon as well. 2760 for watts. We have 0.000226 BTC per day, which is equating to $3.62 at 10 cents per kilowatt hour. The Ice River Kaspa KS0 Pro, I get 8 on the floor next to me. 17 Kaspa per day, $1.57, as max voltage would say.
This hash rate's going bonkers.
It is going bonkers, Mr. Max. It is. But again, this we got to look at it in reality, right? Yes, the hash rate's absolutely absurd. Okay, people keep buying these units, who knows why, but the price of Kaspa is also down from its all-time high of 15 cents or whatever it was, 14 something. I don't know, I think it went over 15 if I'm not mistaken, but actually we could just check. Let's just look. Let's see. Kaspa, let's see, what was its all-time high according to CoinGecko? 15.27. So yeah, 15 cents. All right, we're at 10 cents right now, so literally like 33% down or so from its all-time high. It is also, the emission schedule gets shaved off every single month versus a normal coin, which is like, you know, every X amount of years or whatever, kind of like Bitcoin's every 4 years. So is what it is. 100 Air, good morning, good to see you, buddy. Now the KS2 doesn't even earn that much. Oh yeah, it's terrible. It's sad. Fully Electric said, that's crazy. I remember my first OG KS0 was earning 720 Kaspa per day. Really? Oh my god, the KS2. Hold on. The KS3 doesn't even make 720 Kaspa a day. That is terrible.
Bruh.
That is terrible, man. But you know what, again, it does the emission schedule, whatever, I get it. It gets shaved off a bit. Where's the X4Q? Where is that? I don't even know. Let's see, where are we? Probably blew by it and I just didn't notice. I am tired this morning. All right, so whatever, I don't care. I really don't care that much. Let's check out GPU mining. Actually, if you guys haven't noticed, Lithium, what in the hell? Was it ALPH? Yes, it is. It is up 14.9%. Damn, you know what, I should have freaking bought into it again this yesterday, well, last night. It was like $1.87 it went down to, and it was like, I think the all-time high was 220, yeah, 226. So Lithium's been on a tear lately, by the way, if you guys haven't noticed. It went up from a buck like last week. Let's see, 7 days. Let's check. Yeah, beginning of January, 90 cents, and it's up to 200. Oh my god, I wish. $2.19. Crazy. I just brought my old Lithium wallet up to back to life the other day. Let's see, ETC POW was a great buy. I can't thank you enough. Crypto KJ, good to your own research, bro.
Bruh.
Listen, I didn't tell you to buy. Let's check out ETC POW. Let's see how bad it is. How's ASICS doing? It's at 42 cents. That's terrible. That was terrible. ETC POW. ASICS is down 13.8%. That's gotta make you feel a little better, buddy. I know you sold out of this, missed a huge pump just to buy the ETC POW. I'd revoke my membership too to my channel. I'm just kidding. That was your bad though. That was your bad. 100%. All right, let's check out GPUs. See what the most profitable coin is over here. We have the 4090 highest profits on Lithium. Mr. DJ Deathstar, appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for the $10 super chat, keeping the stream alive. Says, have you been really watching AIPG? I am making $15 to $20 a day, 10 various GPU rigs, 3070 Ti to 4070s. It is holding pretty well, and its white paper is really promising. Deathstar, DJ Deathstar rather, is AIPG actually anything to do with AI? That is what I would like to know. I have not looked into it. It is a kapow coin. I am just not interested in it. Personally, I can't mine it. It's just way too, my electric bill would be absurd. So I steer away from anything kapow. Also on top of that, like, let me just see. AIPG, where is it? Definitely not on the chart. Oh, here it is. For the 4090, it's like way down. Let's see. We have 65 mega hashes. Things makes 299 watts. Make about $1.58 a day on the 4090. Interesting. Yeah, I just feel like it doesn't do anything with AI. I feel like it's just, I don't know. I could be totally wrong. I have no idea, but it's I feel like it's just living off the hype. I'm gonna be honest, I do. You need AMD GPUs. I have some. I have a whole rig of 6600 XTs actually, and I have 5700 XTs here. Yes sir, I do. I sure do. Let's see, what's what was it, Control F? Oh god, I want to bomb my stream. A2000, let's see. Let's see, Xano is on the top of the list. Xano, ProgPow. Interesting. That's making the most money over here. SATIX is the next on the list for the A2000s. AI Power Grid, let's see. 69 watts. Yeah, see, like I was mining lithium. I am mining Pyron actually, and I'm just gonna swap it into a lithium or a Neoxa just to get my bigger bag of Neoxa from my master node. But we have 66 watts, right? It claims here. This is not even close to what I'm pulling on my units. They're 45 on Pyron, 45 on the A2000s. This is on this is in the software. Man, whoever did these clocks are ass over here in hashrate.no. God damn, hire somebody else. The 66 watts, that's terrible. That's really bad. That's really bad. Yeah, anyways, so yeah, my like in the software it's like 46 or so watts. But yeah, just kapow, I can't. I'm not gonna max my shit out for this coin, to be honest. Had to revoke what? Crypto KJ, your membership. You're not green anymore, if you haven't noticed. It was a joke. It was just a joke, buddy. I was just messing with you. All right, let's see what else we got on top of the list. I'm gonna scroll back to the top. We got Hypera and Lithium. Is anybody mining that? Hypera, Ergo, and Radiant. Man, the coins are all over the place today. It's nice though. It's nice to see it's not like one coin that everybody's gonna jump to and then just make the hash rate go absolutely absurd. So that's kind of cool, seeing everything pretty much everywhere. The 6950 XT is the best mining of lithium, or Hypera and Carlson. What is this? Oh, highest revenue, highest profit. I mean, wait, what? Isn't that the same thing? Highest profit, highest revenue. Isn't that highest yield? Is that what they mean to say? Highest revenue and highest profit. That means the same exact thing. I am so confused. Mr. DJ Deathstar, appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much for becoming a member. You're awesome. All right, let's see. Good morning, Mr. Crypto 440. All right, guys, don't sleep on a lithium. That's it's gonna be one of those coins. I don't know. There's a lot of hype behind it. All right, I showed this last week. Let's get on to the news segment of things. We have the Bitcoin ETFs are unofficially approved as BlackRock amends the 19B4. I showed this last week. Again, it's basically done, says Eric Balchunas, a senior ETF analyst for Bloomberg, after NASDAQ filed the much anticipated amended 19B4 forms for BlackRock and Valkyrie. Bloomberg is reporting that the SEC issuers filed the amendments as staff had no additional feedback on the paperwork for several of the firms after the latest amendments, which is a big deal. And I don't know if you guys saw this. It's pretty funny. The SEC puts out a warning: no go to FOMO. Bruh. SEC reissues warning ahead of Bitcoin ETF decision. I actually had the link, the original link, in the description of this video, and I went to open it up right before we went live, and it didn't work, and I had to find it again, and they must have just updated it like literally seconds ago. It says the regulator first issued a warning against FOMO in January 2021. The warning came when the crypto market anticipated spot Bitcoin ETF approval. Let's see. The Securities and Exchange Commission has reissued its warning again. The fear of missing out behavior, or FOMO, it says behavior for cryptocurrency and other trading investments days ahead of the regulator's decision regarding the fate of Bitcoin exchange traded funds, which is the ETF. Spot, if you guys don't know, spot Bitcoin ETF. It's yeah, they're trying to tell you guys not to FOMO into it. There is going to be a lot of people getting absolutely destroyed, only because they're not used to the volatility of Bitcoin. And you know, if you're used to trading ETFs, it's going to be a wild ride for a lot of normal traders. The U.S. regulator first issued a warning against FOMO on January 23rd, 2021, in a blog post when the cryptocurrency and the stock markets were rallying upwards. Despite the red flag, Bitcoin and several other altcoins reached their peak values by November 2021. The regulator reiterated its warning in March 2022. Although the recent alert did not mention any specific asset class, the original blog post named cryptocurrencies and meme stocks. Further, the timing of the notification points out the SEC's concerns as Bitcoin's value is increasing in anticipation of the Bitcoin's ETF approval. Again, this is them wanting to they want to look like the good guys and be like, I told you so, you guys are gonna lose money. But at the end of the day, eat shit, Gensler. You guys FOMO all you want. It'll just don't sell at a loss, so just hold it if you FOMO in. Okay, it's the biggest piece of advice I can give you. All right, spot Bitcoin ETF, not financial advice. Spot Bitcoin ETF issuers file amended S1 applications, now await SEC approval. The Bitcoin ETF issuers have filed amended Form S1s with the SEC asking for the regulator's permission to launch the funds, which have been touted as the signal that approval could follow. This is touted? I don't even know how you say that. Touted, maybe. Multiple applicants for spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds, the ETF, have been rushing to file their final Form S1 amendments to the United States Securities and Exchange Commissions on Monday, January 8th, as expected. Asset manager Valkyrie was among the first companies to file its final S1 amendment before January 10th, the widely expected date that the first spot Bitcoin ETFs to be approved in the United States. Valkyrie was followed by WisdomTree, BlackRock, VanEck, Invesco, and Galaxy, Grayscale, ARK Invest, and 21 Shares and Fidelity. Why did they put an "and" here? That was weird. That threw me off hard. The new filings open a potential historic week for Bitcoin, as the hopeful issuers are expected to finalize their S1 form. Their Form S1 amendments today. The S1 amendments include information about fees or identities of the market makers for the potential ETFs. Some of the filers have significantly cut fees for trading their potential spot Bitcoin ETF products. According to the latest S1 from ARK and 21 Shares, the ETF sponsor will waive its 0.25% fee during a 6-month period from the day of listing for the first 1 billion in transactions. And that will probably come up pretty quick. BlackRock's ETF will charge 0.30 after initial 0.2% fee for the first 6 months or 5 billion in transactions. Interesting. Well, I guess we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see what happens. It's going to be a race to the top for these guys. Once they get approved, they all get approved at the same time. It is going to, the fees are what's gonna make or break. So they're gonna be fighting over who's got the lowest fees, and that's pretty much how it's gonna go. All right, let's get into a few video clips. Coin shares. Let's see. Lays out Bitcoin next battleground after ETF approval. I don't know. Let's just see what this is all about. This is 2 days ago. Let's get into it, guys. Appreciate y'all. Hit that like button. Let's do it.
A crypto investor still eagerly awaiting a spot Bitcoin ETF reports out in just the last hour that the SEC is telling firms to submit final paperwork ahead of that potential approval. More than 13 companies have filed for the fund. And our next guest says after approval, there's a new battleground in the space. Let's bring in Chief Strategy Officer at CoinShares, Melton Demers. Melton, great to see you. I want to get to the battleground in a minute, but I'm curious because now we know that the vote is scheduled for sometime next week on these various applications. Is this going to be a sell the news event?
Well, first of all, I think we need to get a little chimney. It feels like the papal conclave. You know, we're waiting for the white smoke. We've been waiting for a while, but certainly this is a very hyped event, most talked about event, and I never want to talk about ETFs ever again after this. But look, I don't think this is a sell the news event, and here is why. Let's just talk about flows. You know, I love talking about flows, and flows are really how we figure out how people are trading sentiment. And if we look at what happened last year, in the last week of 2023, $243 million of flows into crypto ETPs, primarily Bitcoin, 2.2 billion for the year last year. It's not stopping. There's demand for Bitcoin. When these new products launch, we've heard there's one issuer that's seeding their fund with 200 million. Rumors now that BlackRock is coming in with 2 billion. All of that leads to buying of Bitcoin. It leads to demand for Bitcoin. So I don't think it's a sell the news event because Bitcoin limited in supply. That's one of the really interesting, unique properties of it.
So what's that battleground that you think is coming?
The battleground, it's the battleground for all asset managers. Fees, baby. Fees, fees, fees. We're all
What it's
about
about.
the fees. And here's what's really interesting. Fidelity came out of the gate really early on, 2 weeks ago, 39 basis points. That's pretty low for a specialty ETF. We were thinking it would be in the 70 to 100 basis point range. Grayscale right now, the Grayscale Trust is 250 basis points. We've got Fidelity at 39. Invesco and Galaxy are 0 until the first $5 billion in AUM. I believe BlackRock is coming out at 80. So the fee game is going to be an interesting one because they're all the same thing. It's Bitcoin. How much will brand matter, and how much of this will be about fees?
Well, it's going to be, the fees are going to mean everything to these ETFs. It's really going to be a race to, well, I mean, all right, so it's going to be two sides of the coin, right? There's going to be some people that are looking for the lowest fees possible for their Bitcoin ETFs. And then there's going to be other people that just trust these certain companies like BlackRock, VanEck, whatever company you're into already with most of your stuff. 90% of the time, they're just going to go with that company, right? So it is going to be all about fees for all these ETFs.
Surprised that GBTC is such high fees. I didn't realize that.
Extraordinary. Meltem, it's Tim. Hey, thanks for joining us. So what's after Bitcoin? I mean, Ethereum, I guess. And is this going to open up? I mean, look, we begin the...
Did you hear him say it's Ethereum, I guess? What's next after Bitcoin? That's definitely what's going to happen. The Ethereum spot ETF will be shortly after this Bitcoin one, I'm sure.
Process now for moving out crypto in terms of liquidity and exposure is and what's the timing?
Look, I think Bitcoin is obviously the first. Bitcoin also has the most regulatory clarity. Gary Gensler, the SEC, has repeatedly stated Bitcoin is not a security. There's no interpretation as such. I think Bitcoin needs to be, it needs to take some time for the Bitcoin ETF to trade. I think when it comes to other crypto assets, it's going to take some time just because there isn't that long track record. As of 2 days ago, Bitcoin, 15 years old, the Bitcoin network first block was mined 15 years ago. Bitcoin's been around for a long time, battle tested, markets are very deep, very liquid. We don't really see that in the longer tail of crypto assets, but what we do know is there's tremendous investor demand. Today, there is over 50 billion in global AUM across crypto ETPs. Now, 38 billion of that, or over 75%, is in Bitcoin.
You know what's interesting, real quick? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut her off, but looking at this little chart they have on the screen, Bitcoin, Ether, and they put Solana in here and XRP. So XRP, obviously, public court case. They, the SEC lost towards, so they're cool with putting that one up. I'm shocked to see Solana really continue to be on these charts or be shown on the news. It's kind of neat, right? Just because there's really no, to news people, there is no like Solana regulation for them to like go off of, right? Like XRP, I understand why they're showing it. Bitcoin, Ethereum, I understand why they're showing those, but Solana's just, it's nice to see.
The next 10 billion Ethereum, then we've got Solana, very popular this recent year, and a long tail of others. But I do think it's just going to take some time for the market to get comfortable.
She kind of like ended super abruptly right there. Weird. All right, let's get into this next thing. We have Jay Clayton talks the impact of Bitcoin ETF approval over here on CNBC. Guys, that like button, please. I hate asking, but I have to for YouTube. It's annoying.
Let's bring in an expert on this story. Jay Clayton, he's a former SEC chairman and a CNBC contributor. Jay, I wanted to talk to you about this tonight because there's just so much money riding on this decision today. You heard Kate talking about it. Bitcoin prices have run up in anticipation of a decision from the SEC. What I want to know from you...
This is the former head of the SEC before Gensler.
Do regulators feel that kind of massive market pressure in the final days of making a call like this?
Well, Ivan, thanks for having me on. And look, I want to take my hat off to Kate. She summarized where we stand in incredibly well. So, well done. And to your question, do you think about things like an introduction of a new product, or in this case, perhaps as many as 13 new products, and what that will do to trading? Well, of course you do. And I think that we're looking at a possible approval here. I think next week, makes a lot of sense from a market dynamics point of view because people are back and more people are back working. And if you're introducing a new product where there's going to be cross currents, and Kate outlined some of the cross currents, it's good to have everybody back in their seats.
They must have lost viewers, so they took Gensler off the screen real quick.
So it seems like there's kind of short-term pressure on the SEC in terms of the huge run-up in Bitcoin and the idea that if they don't approve this now, after all this expectation, a lot of people are going to lose their shirts in the Bitcoin markets. But there's also this sort of long-term concern about investor protection, right? Because if you talk about people investing their retirement funds now in a Bitcoin ETF, and Bitcoin has been such a wildly volatile item out there, these huge epic swings that you don't see in other asset classes. You talk about people maybe losing their retirement funds in the long run. So how do you balance those two things as the SEC looking at this, on a Friday night in early January?
Well, Lehman, let me talk about the SEC's role here. And what I would say is the three things the SEC felt that they had to get right before they approve it. And, approval is not certain, but I've said that approval this week is not certain, but I believe approval eventually is inevitable.
It feels like
what do they have to get right?
It's definitely inevitable for sure. And do you guys think, I'm going to put a poll in the chat. I want to know what you guys think if it's going to get approved this week or not.
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah. What do they have to get right? The disclosure has to be right, okay, so that people understand what they're buying. The second thing is the underlying trading market has to be efficacious. It has to be of a quality that manipulation, the type of, just bad behavior that you don't want to see in an underlying trading market is eliminated or at an acceptable minimum. And then lastly, and this is very important here with the digital asset, the pipes have to work. The product itself, the custody, the create, the redemption. Kate talked about authorized participants and the arbitrage and how this product actually functions. That has to work. So the SEC has to have gotten comfortable that all those things are going to function as they should. I've said many times when I was chair of the SEC, I was concerned about that underlying Bitcoin trading market. So, I think we've gotten past that. On your question about investors, I rarely give investment advice. I don't know whether Bitcoin's going to be worth a lot or a little. I will say this. This is a speculative, volatile asset. No good investment advisor or broker-dealer would tell you to put a substantial portion of your investment assets into a single volatile or speculative asset.
You say that, Jay, I'm sorry to interrupt. You say that, but somebody will, right? I mean, somebody out there in the financial advisory world will say, you know what, you want to make some money in your retirement funds, get into this, it's going to expand, and somebody's going to lose their shirt, right? I mean, that's just the nature of markets.
And let me just say this. I would hope that no broker-dealer or investment advisor registered with the SEC would tell somebody to put all their chips in the Bitcoin basket.
But they will. That is absolutely what's going to happen. All right, let's see. What are you guys saying in the chat real quick? I'm trying to look up a chart I want to show you guys if I can figure it out. I'm not logged into my trading view, but I'll show you guys this real quick. So I don't know what's going to happen with obviously nobody knows what's going to happen with the Bitcoin ETF, right? Like either the price is going to go down or it's going to go up, right? I mean, obviously two sides of the coin. But look at this, right? Kind of interesting. I saw this on Crypto Zombies channel. I don't have time to watch this, but looking at this, we have this is the 12 month candles, and there is a pattern that was going, right? So, well, obviously minus the first two, but we have a red and then 3 green, red, 3 green, red, and we have 2 green here. I'm wondering if we're going to have another green candle here for the 12 month, more or less 1 year, right? Let's see, 6. Let's see if it was the 6. No, yeah, it was the 12 he was showing for sure. I just thought that was pretty interesting little chart that he showed over here in TradingView. I gotta log into this. I gotta log into that, so I'm like in my account. All right, let's get into these videos, guys. If you have any questions, please at me in the chat. All right, Altcoin Daily, Mr. Austin over here. The cryptocurrency market is about to go wild. Let's see what he has to say about this. Guys, that like button, appreciate you. Let's do it.
The cryptocurrency markets are about to go wild. Google searches for Bitcoin ETF have now gone parabolic. Sources have just revealed that BlackRock has more than $2 billion lined up in week 1 in new incremental flows from existing Bitcoin holders who are adding to their position. $2 billion first week would be huge. This is in addition to the SEC posting a warning to investors saying do not FOMO into digital assets.
If you guys saw the, a few minutes ago, I showed you guys that. Real quick, I'm going to end this poll. 58 votes 3 minutes ago. We have 64% of you said yes to the approval this week, and 36% say no, ETF approval won't happen. Interesting.
Gearing up for a spot Bitcoin ETF approval, maybe? So the SEC talks about trends and influencers. They define digital assets, including cryptocurrencies, coins, tokens. They say no go.
Here it is. Here's the original one. The original one that I was just trying to find. They had a huge FOMO, fear of missing out. And this is the new one that where is it? Right here. They changed the picture. They just put the SEC's logo. They took away the huge FOMO picture, which is hysterical.
To FOMO, fear of missing out. Just because others might buy a particular investment doesn't mean it's the right opportunity for you. Ultimately, good advice. And unlike the .com/internet boom of the 90s, which was primarily confined to accredited investors just in the US, Bitcoin cryptocurrency is a global phenomenon. And what we're seeing is, for instance, Chinese institutions and Hong Kong banks are pushing for a spot Bitcoin ETF approval in China or in Hong Kong for their banks. They want to prevent all the money flowing into U.S. companies and institutions. Spot ETFs launching in Hong Kong will provide another substantial liquidity injection that is often overlooked. Do not fade Asia. By the way, you know how it's been Bloomberg intelligence that's been keeping most of us in crypto up to date with the progress of the ETFs.
Sorry, I was reading the chat. I wasn't really listening. Did you just say something about the Asian markets? I'm going to replay this real quick. This was actually very important. Let me scroll back just a little bit. Sorry.
Is, for instance, Chinese institutions and Hong Kong banks are pushing for a spot Bitcoin
this is actually
ETF
a big deal.
approval in China or in Hong Kong for their banks. They want to prevent all the money flowing into U.S. companies and institutions. Spot
That's
ETFs
crazy.
launching in Hong Kong will provide another substantial liquidity injection that is often overlooked. Do not fade Asia.
Do you guys remember when like China and all those other countries were banning crypto mining and such? Now they don't want the money to flow out of their countries and into ours. So that it makes sense that they're going to fight for ETF approvals and stuff now too.
By the way,
that's crazy.
You know how it's been Bloomberg intelligence that's been keeping most of us in crypto up to date with the progress of the ETFs. Originally, they said they're 90% sure that these ETFs will be approved before January 6th. The question is, give us an update. What's the new percentage? Are you more than 90% by now? Are you less than 90% by now? That's a good question. Both experts at Bloomberg Intelligence say that it's no longer 90% approval, it's 95% approval. Plus, both of these two gentlemen are damn sure this thing's about to get approved. So hugely exciting that they're making spot instruments for Bitcoin and Ethereum. But even more exciting to me is what comes next and actually using these different protocols for their utility. For instance,
actually, that's a really good question. Scott Sheffield says, does Europe have Bitcoin ETFs? I don't know. That's a good question. Let me know in the chat if anybody knows.
Chainlink. You know about the partnership that the Depository Trust and Clearinghouse, which handles the settlement between these ETFs, between these securities on a daily basis. The Depository Trust and Clearinghouse is using Chainlink right now. It's not that they might use it in the future. They're thinking about it. They're using it right now, and they're scaling up how they're using it. So the Depository Trust and Clearinghouse, the world's largest security settlement system, processes 2 quadrillion annually, is exploring Chainlink's CCIP to unlock tokenized asset interoperability. So they are using it right now. They're scaling up. So listen to the founder of Chainlink explain how this all works. Listen to him explain the seamless transactions between capital markets and crypto can't happen without a single standard for cross-chain data and compute.
Real quick before he starts talking. All right, I just looked it up real quick. All right, so we had wins court battle against the SEC. Binance limits withdrawals in Europe. It says Europe launches spot Bitcoin ETF. I think this has to do with Coinbase. Am I mistaken? I'm assuming they do have them then. I'm assuming they do. Oh yeah, right now. Coinbase to offer futures in US plus Grayscale. This is US, but it does say Europe launches spot Bitcoin ETF. Interesting. Weird. I don't know. All right, let's continue.
Chainlink is perfect for this. Chainlink is doing this.
The real goal is to have Chainlink as the standard for Web3 applications on public chains. Chainlink as the standard for capital market applications on banks and asset managers, so that eventually when banks and asset managers begin to transact with Web3 applications on public chains, they have the same method for determining settlement price. They have the same method for connecting with each other. They have the same computational model for defining the security of their smart contracts, so they can trust each other's smart contracts. And what this does is it can create an internet of contracts. So it can create a single global internet of various blockchain networks and Oracle networks and smart contracts where banks asset managers, FMIs, Web3, all of it is just one big internet. Like we have a big internet for information, and this will be a big internet for value, an internet of contracts.
Do you guys hold Chainlink? Let me know in the chat. This is one coin that I've never owned, honestly. I really haven't, and there's no reason as to why. I just haven't.
Which is really where we're going in the long term,
and
what we're setting up the foundation for by this platform approach and this capital markets approach.
Visa triples down on its plans for Web3, crypto, and Ethereum. Visa has just unveiled its Web3 loyalty platform, allowing merchants to create custom branded crypto wallets. I don't have to tell you how big Visa using Ethereum and Visa getting into crypto is, right?
That's crazy.
200 plus countries, 4.3 billion cards worldwide, 276 billion total transactions, 130 million plus merchants. And this is really who they're targeting with their plans for their Web3 wallet. They're getting the merchants involved.
Traditional loyalty programs are simply an exchange of spend and reward, but consumers are demanding more in return for their loyalty. Web3 loyalty goes beyond, expanding opportunities for brands to reward customers for everything from social shares to viewing content. It's an interactive, gamified experience that lets customers earn and redeem value in new and engaging ways.
Head on over to our Twitter. I reposted Visa's own 2-minute informational commercial on how exactly they're targeting merchants to use their crypto wallet. This was really cool.
Trina has a web.
Anthony in the chat says, yeah, I get declined buying crypto with my Visa credit card.
based digital wallet, so she's automatically subscribed as an airline rewards member with a token.
No, this isn't a shill. He's not. There's no way he's sponsored by Visa. Not a chance.
In just a few clicks.
So they have a very detailed plan to incorporate crypto, and they're finally rolling it out. I mean, even on their website, on their
this is a honest to God very important topic. Visa is giant, man. Like if Visa is taking on crypto, it's things are gonna get crazy.
On their main website, they say why Web3 is the future of loyalty. Web3 and digital collectibles offer exciting new capabilities that can potentially enhance loyalty programs and create more engaged customers. They talk about Web3 wallets. They talk about NFTs, basically. Truly unreal that this is happening and we're witnessing it. Huge for Ethereum, huge for layer 2s. And speaking of Ethereum, speaking of layer 2s, I liked this prediction. We will see at least 2 more Ethereum L2s this cycle developed and operated by crypto exchanges. That's one prediction. And we will see a to-be-determined number of L2s developed and operated by financial institutions. Maybe.
Real quick, Elliot in the chat just said, Meet Kevin just said, I think Bitcoin ETF will probably be approved. I believe that it will as well. I think it's either going to happen today. If it doesn't happen today, it should most definitely happen Wednesday, but I'd be shocked if they were delayed. Let's put it that way.
Apple, maybe BlackRock, who knows? I think this is likely. I think this is highly likely. They're super profitable with massive upside if done right, L2s. The sequencers, the validators, the L2s, they print Ethereum and they're innately bullish because they are exchange supported. Very likely scenario this happens. Speaking of Ethereum, President Donald Trump dumps millions of his Ethereum. Donald Trump just cashed out his Ethereum, $2.4 million worth. He's still holding some. Let's find out. According to an analysis by blockchain intelligence firm Arkham,
Look at it. I'm going to let him read this.
Trump began sending his Ethereum that he had accumulated from his NFT sale and NFT royalties. He sent it to Coinbase. Trump is using Coinbase. He sent it to Coinbase earlier this month. In the last 3 weeks, he sold off over 1,000 Ethereum, individual Ethereum, worth a total haul of 2.4 million.
I gotta make a point of this though. When you see big guys, smart guys that are very smart with their investing, like Trump, right, getting out of something, out of an asset. Obviously, he has ETH because of his NFT sales, right? It makes sense that he's expecting a pullback, so he's gonna sell out to hopefully, buy back in a little bit lower. I can guarantee that's probably what's going through his brain, and that's a fact for the total $2.4 million going to Coinbase to get ready to sell. It makes sense. Yeah, and that's what I was laughing at. Yeah.
Arkham
Mr.
says that
Nerd
this
Beast.
still leaves Trump with $2.2 million in various cryptocurrencies. Apparently, Trump's wallet still holds $1.4 million worth of Ethereum, $640,000 of wrapped Ethereum, $167,000 worth of MAGA coin. He holds some Pepe coin and about $100 worth of Jesus coin. I'm not sure.
He has $145 worth of Jesus coin. So I think let me see what he
knows
says.
about these other ones. He certainly knows he has ETH in his wallet, but because his wallet's public, people can just send him stuff.
Yeah, so people probably just sent him. So like his Ethereum address is public. So if like say Jesus coin's obviously on the Ethereum network, you can just send the coin to that same address and it'll go into the Jesus coin wallet or Pepe wallet, right? So I highly doubt he's only investing with $100 if that's what, you know, he chooses to do. Mr. Network Bits, appreciate you for the $2 super chat. He said, I hope everyone had a wonderful January 6th. I did. What was January 6th? Saturday? Well, I had a bad day yesterday because it snowed out a lot. Appreciate you keeping the stream alive. Thanks, buddy.
No, is this good for Ethereum? Is this bad for Ethereum? Is this good for crypto? Is this bad for crypto? I think ultimately this is probably good for Ethereum.
And you know what? That's a good point. More Money Business says he might be buying Bitcoin. He could be swapping it into Bitcoin. You might be 1,000% right. It's either that or he's expecting a pullback, one or the other.
Crypto. You tell
That's
me.
very true.
And
Good
speaking
point.
of NFTs, yes, currently Visa right now is using Ethereum and L2s, but do not count out Solana NFTs, and actually do not count out Bitcoin NFTs, Bitcoin tokens. This is very significant.
You know what? Crypto Frank said, he said the same thing. Remember, a lot of those coins just get deposited into his wallet. And then he said that's what Shiba did to the ETH founder a few years ago and said, look, he has Shiba. And that's a good point. That's a good way to pump coins, right? If you know somebody that's rich and famous and you want to say that they hold your coin just to pump it, that's, you know what I mean? It's a valid move. I understand why someone would do that.
Master chain Bitcoin has actually surpassed Ethereum and
sketchy. Messed up, right?
And Solana in NFT sales volume. This is the first of many exciting fee streams that will accrue to Bitcoin. The concern that miners will no longer earn block rewards after the 21 million have been mined and have to rely solely on transaction fees as compensation is a moot point. Can't
hold on. Yeah, all right. Okay. Once the 21 million Bitcoin is mined out, right? It was just like, I don't even know. It's like 100+ years from now. Okay. Yeah, I understand that we're gonna need to live off the fees and stuff, but that sucks. That's terrible. That's what's effing the fees right now. Because Bitcoin fees, we've already seen they're being complete ass. But the master chain Bitcoin has surpassed Ethereum and Solana and NFT sales volume. That's crazy.
To rely solely on transaction fees as compensation is a moot point. You can't argue that against Bitcoin anymore. Very bullish. If you're interested in making money,
it is super bullish. I hate that he says if you're interested in making money, subscribe to his channel. All right, anyways, let's get on to the next video that he posted yesterday. It's here, the most important moment for Bitcoin in crypto history, and I kind of tend to agree. Guys, hit that like button. Appreciate you all. Mr. Dan R, thank you for the super chat. He said, don't forget, Trump is really anti-crypto because he thinks it will lower the value of the dollar. Yeah, I think that's bullshit, though. He's just saying that to stroke people.
I think this is the most important year for Bitcoin that has ever existed.
Over 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs are set to get approved this week.
We are probably days away from a series of ETFs being approved.
And with hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions, forecasted to flow into Bitcoin over these next few years.
This is the moment for Bitcoin to use that old term, cross the chasm and really see mainstream adoption where our parents and our grandparents understand what it is, can buy it.
And while this is the very first time in history we've seen adoption from an institutional level like this.
And then do buy it. And I think that if all of this comes to pass, Bitcoin will be a part of the traditional financial lexicon by the end of 2024.
Send this to a friend who invests in Bitcoin so they can be a part of history.
Crypto World's going to find out whether 14 different money managers and ETF issuers will be allowed to launch their own spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds.
So if you're wondering how this affects you, or what comes next?
I suspect the next thing we'll see is that both the exchanges that are going to have to trade these products and the issuers will finish up their paperwork. There's a couple different forms that have to get filed. That's when we'll get a bunch of information like, what do
those glasses do for you? For real. I'm just wondering. Just yellow.
Expense ratio is going to be. We still don't know that. These things could come out free. They could come out at 2%. We have no idea. I think everybody's thinking around 50 basis points is probably the over-under on that, but we have no idea. So we'll get that when we see that from the issuers. Then we'll get the approval for these things to trade, and the SEC may or may not give a hard date there to say everybody can start trading, say, on January 21st. They may simply say, all right, everybody go, in which case we might see some of these things start trading next week. We might see a bit of a horse race to see who has their capital markets desk lined up first, and some folks may be ready at 9:30 on one trading day, and other folks may not be able to trade until noon, just because there are a lot of operational considerations in getting any ETF off the ground.
Point. So you know what, too? Actually, this is a very good a thing. So like ETFs, right? When the stock market has like a severe spike or something like freaks out the markets, don't they halt the ETFs, or just like in general, just any type of stock, like they'll shut it off for the day so you can't trade it anymore? Didn't that happen with GameStop? Do you guys know? In the chat, let me know.
We are still waiting on some of these issuers.
I didn't even think of that. That could really affect people trading it. So that's like a huge plus for people owning Bitcoin. That's crazy.
Fill in all the details. But no matter who wins, all of these ETFs will be physically backed, meaning everybody will have to actually buy the Bitcoin. And understanding what happened to the
there are trade halt rules. Wow.
Gold price back
I've never
in
traded
2004
stocks, so I don't
when
know.
the very first gold ETF was approved, and we saw the demand.
And where do you think, Dave, maybe the demand comes from? Do you think this is retail, it's RIAs, it's institutions?
I think initially this is pure froth, right? That's the issue. Because it is the story we've all been talking about, because Bitcoin has already had a heck of...
That was Robinhood, says DJ Death Star. Yeah, you know what? I think Robinhood did do that. They did do that, actually, to a few different things. Yes, that's so true. I remember that. That's probably why that's in my brain.
Run in the last few months. I don't think that this is going to be one of those things where we immediately have $10 billion in new assets show up. Remember, one of the funds here is Grayscale's
profitable year. No ETF this month, I think.
I don't even know how that just happened, but Charles Harris, I saw your name. Thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, buddy.
GBTC converting, it already has $25 billion in it. So we know what that demand looks like. To me, the real question is when we look back, say in a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two, how much incremental demand has there been over that $25 billion? Because that'll get redistributed a little bit. Grayscale won't hang on to all of that. It'll move to a BlackRock product or a VanEck product or somewhere in there. So when we add all that back up, is there a lot of demand? I think there's some. Most of the new demand will probably come from what I would consider more portfolio allocators.
That means for the first time in Bitcoin's history.
Not traders, not folks who are just trying to take a run on Bitcoin. Those folks already know how to do that. They have lots of ways to do that. But if you're a financial advisor and you're running a model portfolio, putting a 3% slug in your aggressive version of the model, that's where I think the initial assets are going to come from.
And by the way,
I don't think he's
other
wrong.
countries
He's definitely not wrong there. That's for sure.
In these last few years have already adopted this. It's been Gary Gensler, head of the SEC, that has always been pushing back. They actually lost.
Just taking L's, bro. Just taking L's.
A major case at the end of last year against Grayscale, which is the reason all this is now happening so fast.
And that's the main reason why the ETFs are most likely going to get approved this week, is just Gensler continues to take L's.
Talk about the SEC's role here.
But even the former chair of the SEC, Jay Clayton, shares some light on the SEC's thinking.
And what I would say is the three things the SEC felt that they had to get right before they approve it. And, approval is not certain, but I've said that approval this week is not certain, but I believe approval eventually is inevitable.
So here are the three things the SEC needs to see before they approve.
It's coming. The disclosure has to be right, okay, so that people understand what they're buying. The second thing is the underlying trading market has to be efficacious. It has to be of a quality that manipulation, the type of, just bad behavior that you don't want to see in an underlying trading market is eliminated or at an acceptable minimum. And then lastly, and this is very important here with a digital asset, the pipes have to work. The product itself the custody, the create, the redemption. Kate talked about authorized participants and the arbitrage and how this product actually functions. That has to work. So the SEC has to have gotten comfortable that all those things are going to function as they should. I've said many times when I was chair of the SEC, I was concerned about that underlying Bitcoin trading market. So, I think we've gotten past that. On your question about investors, I rarely give investment advice. I don't know whether Bitcoin's going to be worth a lot or a little. I will say this. This is a speculative, volatile asset.
I need to stop the cap button. It's definitely going to be worth a lot.
No good investment advisor or broker dealer would tell you to put a substantial portion of your investment assets into a single volatile or speculative asset.
You say that, Jay, I'm sorry to interrupt. You say that, but somebody will, right? I mean, somebody out there in the financial advisor world will say, you know what? You want to make some money in your retirement funds? Get into this. It's going to expand, and somebody's going to lose their shirt, right?
So obviously the price of any asset, especially Bitcoin, is volatile. I mean, gold, after approval, the price rallied into the approval, and then we had volatility after. Bitcoin's volatility is 10x, if not 100x gold. But again, once these are approved, that's not the finish line.
But Bitcoin's also, it's different. It's not going to be like gold, because gold, I mean, you can trade Bitcoin on, all these exchanges, right? Off the charts with your own Bitcoin, not just like through ETFs and all that. So there's going to be a lot of people that want to wreck these people that are getting into the ETF. So I'm assuming we're going to have some sort of, just my opinion, I think we're going to see some sort of, drastic pullback. And by drastic, I mean like maybe 35K, 40K-ish. Not like just shoot to the moon as soon as it gets approved. You know what I mean?
That's the starting line. And we will have to see if there's demand, how much demand, and which issuer wins.
How are they making the decision of which one? Is it going to be purely, as you know, a lot of the ETF flows right now are fee-based. Is that what it's going to be? Is it that the cheapest one is going to win?
The cheapest one's certainly going to have a bit of a leg. We already know that Invesco and Galaxy are going to waive the fee for the first 6 months. That's always a little bit of a gimmick. I don't think most advisors get sucked into those kinds of fee waivers. If one of the big players, the big known names, say like a BlackRock or a Fidelity or somebody, comes out with the cheapest one, I think that's tough to compete against. But interestingly, I think it's where the volume is in the first couple of weeks that matters more than the cost.
So in that case, it does matter who starts trading first.
It can, because if we get a big slug of volume and then the derivatives market shows up and all of a sudden we have a live options market on that particular ticker, that's very hard to ever upset. So we've seen this before with things like gold. GLD finally started trading options. You could come out with the cheapest, best gold product in the world. You'll never pry GLD out of that derivatives ecosystem.
This is an ongoing story. Now is the time to follow, but just understand there is one fundamental flaw in this Bitcoin ETF adoption.
Oh, right here. Halted during a short squeeze play. 100%. This is GameStop. This is the thing I just said. This is legit. That's legit. That happened. They stop stocks when they have some sort of short squeeze or spike or anything because they don't want people to get wrecked. So they'll just halt it on you until the next day. So if you own your own Bitcoin, that's definitely going to be an advantage when it comes to trading. That's crazy.
You won't be able to buy the dip with Bitcoin ETFs or sell if it goes parabolic because the stock market
shout out to that girl, Crypto T.
Literally halts trading when prices drop
that is, but shout out to her.
Increase rapidly. So owning actual Bitcoin to me is always better because if the S&P 500 drops 7%.
Oh, look at that. They lay it out right here. The whole thing, 7%, 15-minute trading halt, another 15-minute halt after 13, and 20% market closes for the day. What? If it drops 20%, they close it for the day?
That equals a 15-minute trading halt.
Wow.
13%, another 15-minute halt, and 20% the market closes for the day. So if the market drops heavily one day, you won't be able to buy or sell Bitcoin ETFs. And it's not just the S&P. Trading halts also apply to individual stocks and ETFs, but the calculations are more complex. For example, trading for GameStop stock was halted multiple times back in 2021 and 2022 when the prices pumped.
Wow.
And Bitcoin is way more volatile than GameStop. So if there's a dip or a country starts printing money to buy Bitcoin and we get a God candle, don't be surprised if your buy and sell button for the ETF doesn't
You
work.
called it a god candle. I call it a boner candle.
This is such an important week. I will keep you updated. We
That's
drop
crazy.
one video per.
That's funny. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Shout out to Altcoin Daily for that. All right, guys. Let's recap some stuff. What do you guys want to talk about real quick? Let's see. Let's check out some prices quick. See what we're looking like over here again on this. Still holding above 45,000 with Bitcoin. 45,127. If anybody's coming in late, we have Ethereum 2274. Not too bad. Not too bad. Everything else is pretty much right where it was at. Let me just refresh this. Yep, everything's staying right where it's at. Pretty good. Actually, you know what? Let's check out. I haven't looked at Hivemapper in a little bit, or Honey rather. This coin has been off the charts lately. It's at 20 cents. Supposedly getting a Coinbase listing at some point soon. So hopefully we'll see all-time highs again with this coin at 37 cents. It got up there last week. This is a Solana altcoin if anybody's interested. All right, so let's see. Let's see who's here. Randy, good morning, buddy. Ted said right there, the market tampering. Oh yeah, dude, that's crazy, right? Nerdbeast says, are there any dexes for BTC? Cannot trust that Coinbase won't do the same if they get government order to halt BTC trades. Ooh, that's crazy, Nerdbeast. I didn't even think of that. I don't know. I don't know. That would really suck. That would really suck. But there's going to be other ways to do it. There's going to be other non-KYC exchanges where you could, you know what I mean, still kind of get around it, I guess. Not that I'm going to say you should do anything that's not proper, but you know what I mean. Looks like this SEI coin still trending over here on CoinGecko. We have Injective and Celestia. Celestia is down 10.4%, but SEI is at 68 cents, up 0.4%. How's this been doing? Actually, this coin, I don't know much about this coin, to be honest, but I've seen this coin trending for a couple weeks, actually. 37 cents to where it's at now, 68, so it's almost 2x in like 30 days or so. I lied, it's a 3x in 30 days. Neato. Nice. Anybody holding this? You can still swap BTC. Can't stop my swap, says Dan R. Show the GameStop movie trailer. Hell no. I will get whacked for sure on that. George says, have you been George has been talking about SEI for a while. Yes, actually, you know what, George, Cryptos R Us, he's the one that actually kind of got me on this. If you guys don't know who he is, very dry AF sense of humor. But he's a smart dude. He knows a lot of shit. He really does. He knows a lot. Look at this, large gainers, Omnicat, Zmine, and Mainnet Z. What is Omnicat? What is that? Ranked 779, 63.8% up on the day. Damn. What is this? Is it a meme coin? I assume it's a meme coin. It's got to be a meme coin. No chance it's not. Markets, where can you get this thing? Oh, it's DeFi. Sushi Swap, Radium, Uniswap. Some of them DeFi meme coins, if I had to guess. Interesting. We are all George. Yeah. Douglas Hayen. All right, guys. I love you all. Unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, but I do have to get back to daddy duty. I appreciate all of you guys for hanging out with me on this bright and early Monday morning. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until then, have a good day. Enjoy your week. I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.
This hash rate's going